What inspired me to join the African American Male Wellness Agency? Personal connection with the agency. Our president, Mr. Kenny Hampton, we're college teammates. We played baseball together at Kentucky State. One of the things that they have as far as the African American Wellness Walk, myself being an African American male, I seen something that was geared towards me. And I'm also a physical education teacher, so I'm an advocate of health and wellness. And then, as far as my personal story, I can tell a story about with my father, with myself working out at a rec center, and him going to get a screening from a nurse that was there and finding out that he had hypertension, and maybe been walking around with it for a while. And then maybe if he would have found it a little sooner, he would, could still be with us today.
So I am representing the African American Wellness Agency. It's an agency that is responsible. Our goal is to provide a way that our community can be more holistically well. And so we have different initiatives. Some of them are geared towards different things. The one I'm representing today is our African American Wellness Day, which will be taking place August 31st. It is an initiative that we have a 5K that's going to be happening, of course, that day, and it's a clinic to community event. And so that means that we'll be having doctors and providers and clinicians and other things like that will be directly connecting with the community to make sure we know our numbers. It's geared towards Black men, but anybody can be there. Anybody can come and enjoy the day. It's supposed to be a great, fun event that will allow the community to have those connections with the providers and clinicians that will help them manage their health.
Give us some specifics about what type of providers and services will be available on this day.
Okay, yeah. Well, so we'll be doing screenings of all sorts. Specifically, we'll be doing some blood pressure screenings, some diabetes screenings, STI, STD screenings. There will be a prostate screening that's available for Black men because that's something that we know a lot of Black men don't take advantage of, knowing their numbers in that capacity. And it's not like the traditional, if you hear prostate screening, you kind of hear like, oh, that's something I'm kind of like, oh my gosh. But this is more like it's a blood test, so it's not as invasive, and it just helps you know your numbers to know whether you're at a higher risk. And so those are the things that will be available there.
Why did you get started in this line of advocacy?
So professionally, I work for an agency called Best Point, formerly known as the Children's Home. And one of the things that we know is that when children have their parents, both parents, in their home, it helps them do better in just about every aspect. But one of the things that we realized is that Black men were not taking care of their physical health, so they weren't able to take care of their children's mental and emotional health. And so that's something that makes me personally invested, because when you see kids that do have their dads that are around and their dads that are available to be there for them emotionally and physically, they do better. And so just from that front alone, aside from that, I have my brother, I have cousins, I have uncles, men that are in my life that I know I wouldn't be where I am without them. And specifically my dad, he took excellent care of his health. And I know that's something that we were able to keep him around a lot longer than a lot of people that I know, because even though he didn't go to the doctor as much as he probably could have, he took care of his health. He was a very active and healthy guy.
What do you think are some of the unique challenges that Black men face in seeking wellness?
I think a lot of times it's the stigma. It's like, if I don't know, then I don't have to deal with it. If I don't know what's going on with me, then I don't have to worry about it. If I'm not feeling sick, then I'm probably not sick. But that really couldn't be further from the truth, because there's an epidemic right now of Black men in our community that have unchecked levels of blood pressure, unchecked levels of diabetes, and they're basically walking around with seconds from heart attacks. And that's very preventable. So this initiative, especially the walk, and all the things that will be happening on the day are geared towards making sure that that's not some like unpreventable things are like things that are preventable are happening. If we can avoid having somebody have a heart attack without knowing that they're that close to having a heart attack, then we've done what we needed to do.
Do you find challenges in building awareness in the community for these type of events, or does the community generally engage pretty regularly with these type of events?
So far, we've had a pretty good traction. We've had lots of men saying, this is well needed and this is something I know we need to do. How often do you say like, oh, I know I need to take the trash out, but I just haven't done it yet? I think a lot of times that's what it is. It's something that we know about. It's something that we know we should do. We just haven't done it yet. And so hopefully this initiative, which brings the clinic to the community, will make things easier for men to have that type of access, and it won't be something that's nagging in the back of their minds. It's something that's on the forefront.
How does your organization get funding to do these type of things?
So we're connected with a lot of the health organizations in the area. I know we have a lot of what we do is based on fundraising. And so we have some sponsors that have stepped in to say that, you know, they recognize the need for this in our communities, and they're committed to making sure that this is something that's around for a while. This walk this is our 3rd annual walk, but this organization has been around for the last 20 years, and it happens in 18 other cities. And so the fundraising that happens there supports the agency overall, and the agency supports new initiatives when we are invited into new communities. And so I want to say something about what you were just saying. It's something that we don't, you know, how long does it take to get into a doctor's appointment and all of those things. We have providers that have volunteered their time and they have volunteered resources to come and do the screenings. We also have other clinicians that have come in and said, we are committed to making sure that these people don't leave here and wait 3 weeks to come see a doctor. So they have on site. So once you've been screened, if we know that this is something that you need to get into a doctor right away, you're not waiting 3 weeks. These clinicians connect with you here and then follow up with you within a week, within a couple of days.
Oh, that is absolutely amazing. Is there any cost associated for the community?
It's no cost to the community. It's no cost to the people who are getting screened. That's something that we handle with all of our sponsors and all of our funders. So that's something that's taken care of. Depending on what the screening is, we may see what your insurance can cover, but really there's no cost to the people who are being screened. That's one less barrier that we have.
That's fantastic. Can you give me an example success story that you've seen through this organization?
Sure. The African American Wellness Agency has some pilot programs where they have met with Black men, and they found that there were around a little more than 55% of the men that they screened had near fatal levels of blood pressure or diabetes crisis that they weren't aware of. And they were able to have those men join kind of a pilot program that just kind of gives them the resources to help take care of those numbers. They have doctor's appointments that will allow them to monitor things as they go. And within the first round, they were able to, like, basically half that population, half of the people who were screened at those near fatal levels were able to bring their numbers down. And then when they went into that 3rd trial, they had almost all the men come back to say, you know, I brought my numbers down, but I really want to be committed to making sure that this is not I didn't just do this spur of the moment. This is a lifestyle change that I'm committed to making.
That's amazing. You're like truly saving lives and changing lives. That's fantastic. It's got to be very fulfilling. How can people find African American Male Wellness Day?
So there is a website, aawellness.org. If you go to that website, it has information about all of the cities that are participating, but specifically Cincinnati, there's information about how you get registered if you want to be a volunteer, get registered if you wanted to be a provider, get registered if you just want to bring your church and walk in honor of somebody who maybe is dealing with, heart disease or dealing with diabetes or dealing with any of these preventable illnesses. If you want to walk in their honor, they have a way to sign up as a passion team. So there's lots of ways people can get involved.
What are some of the volunteer opportunities that are available?
Sure. We have just about any. If you think about putting on an event, we're hopeful that this event has a draw of about 3,000 people. So if you think about how many people it takes to put on an event like that, just about any of those positions are open. But we are looking for people who can help with screening, clinicians who can help with follow-up after the fact. We're looking for people who are even willing to help take out the trash. We have water stations and so on. This will be a 5K as well, so people to help with the timing for that and people to help with making sure that it's going to be in the middle of August, just making sure that we're all, not overheating, just, all of the logistics there.
Do you have an email or a social media account that people should reach out to if they're interested in volunteering?
I do have an email that people can reach out to. It's lharrisjr@outlook.com. The African American Male Wellness Walk on August 31st will take place in Central Park. That's located right next to Winton Woods High School in Forest Park.
Is there any message that you would like to send to the people watching this particular interview?
It's called the African American Male Wellness Walk, but we're really inviting everybody to come. This is a family-friendly event. Anybody can come. You don't have to be African American. You don't have to be a male. Anybody can come. It's definitely something that's clinic to community. So communities they're not islands, so they're made up of large populations. We want anybody who's interested in having their numbers taken, knowing how to be in more control of their health. Anybody that just likes to have a good time. Please come out, and we're excited to have you.
Is there any volunteers or anything that you're looking for specifically for this day?
Absolutely. We always are looking for volunteers to help with breakdown setup for our vendors. We also need route guides for our 5K there as well. We most importantly just helping spread the word, promoting people to be able to volunteer and just to share it on their socials and amongst their family members is crucial.
Outside of this particular day, are there any other events or things that you guys do throughout the year?
Yes, we have other initiatives as well. One of our initiatives that we will be launching in Cincinnati area very soon is called our Real Men, Real Talk. It's just a safe space for men and as well as boys to come in and talk about different issues that men face, and also give them an opportunity to connect and network amongst each other. Another initiative that we have is our Cooking with Dads initiative. Nationally, on a national basis, we have an Uplift Her initiative where it's geared towards the women, make sure our women get screened. But for all our events, we encourage everyone to come.
Oh, Amon, what message would you like to leave with us today for people to be more aware and what you want to leave behind?
The message I would like to leave today is with the Black Men Wellness Day, and just come out, have fun, get to know your numbers, represent your organization or your family with the 5K walk, and come get some information from our vendors that we have. Our president, Mr. Kenny Hampton, deemed our Wellness Day as the funnest day that you ever have at a doctor's appointment.